Welcome back to Studio 10, everybody. I'm Jerome Ritchie out here in the Studio 10 Chevrolet Showcase with Dennis Slater from University Chevrolet, the Chevy King of the Bay Area, ladies and gentlemen. You've been all over the Bay Area with all the new Chevys, the new Camaros, and the new Transformers movie. That was a big event yesterday, right?
Yeah, we were able to track down Mike Howell, our local rep from General Motors, and convince him that after he did his premiere showing of the Transformer movie, where they invited over 300 people to come and see the movie, over 100 people test drove the Camaro last evening, and then we got him to bring the 2010 Equinox for us to look at here today.
Yeah, we had the Camaros out here yesterday on the 10 Connects morning show. This is the 2010 Equinox. Now, I know it switched over from being an SUV for 2009, and it's now a crossover for 2010. Real quickly, Dennis, the difference between an SUV and a crossover, what is that?
SUV used to be on a truck frame. That's basically what it was. There was a lot of off-road activity. A crossover now is basically on a car frame. It's designed to be lighter weight, quieter, more stable driving conditions, and better for fuel economy.
Well, and speaking of cars, one of your best salespeople, Anita, is right here, Anita Webb. And Anita, you were telling me off the air that this is like the front end of that. It looks a lot like the Chevy Malibu, the 2010.
Actually, it is the Malibu front, Jerome.
It's the same one.
It is. And if you take a look at the side, it's actually designed to look like the Mercedes M-Class. So it's designed to be a luxury vehicle, again, a crossover vehicle. And in the state of Florida, we talked last week about the remote vehicle start.
Right.
Not only does this do that, which is a great feature in the state of Florida.
Sure. Look at that. She started it with the keys right here. Check that out.
You take a look there.
Okay, you started by remote. Oh, look at that. You can put the windows down?
You can actually express down the windows completely before you even get in.
Okay.
And then
so
once you go in,
so it'll cool off that much faster. So
they roll down completely.
Do you know about how far away that remote start will work? Like if you're in your office, could you start it up?
Actually, if you're standing at the building, and it could actually be almost to the end there.
Wow. Okay. So, man, this is the interiors on these new Chevys are finished out.
You see the new refinement?
So nice. You got the two-tone. You've got the contrast stitching in red. Tell us about some of the features. I was talking earlier about the radio and then how you can rewind it.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
There's a record mode in the center. As you notice, it is a retro-styled radio to give you that older feel.
Now, the dash, the interior here looks a little bit like the new Camaro.
Yes, it is.
Kind of the retro look.
Similar.
But anyway, so the radio.
So during the live radio, you can actually hit the record button, stop, make a phone call, talk to the kids in the back seat, and then go back through and replay your live radio. So that way you haven't missed your song or a news story that you were listening to.
How great is that?
So this also comes on the higher trim levels, equipped with a USB port. As you notice here, we have an iPod connected to it. So you can actually go through and play all your iPod functions directly through the radio. On the higher trim levels, they come with touchscreen navigation and an upgraded sound system. With that, it actually has 40 gigabytes of memory. You can actually download your CDs, your full iPod memory, into the car itself and play it back.
Now, of course, you were talking about how many airbags this car has, and safety and visibility are a big issue right now. I mean, with everybody. Let's check out that rear view camera. Get a close-up right on there. It's on the, is it the left-hand side of the...
It's actually right here.
The left-hand side of the rear view mirror up there.
Right, and it's very different. Instead of being distracted by looking at the center dash, it's actually now in your rear view mirror.
So you shift it in reverse, and
so
there goes our executive producer, Mark Thorne. Mark's just going to back over you. Look out, man. How's it going, everybody? So beautiful. So it's a color rear camera. How neat is that?
You were talking also about the quietness of the vehicles. This is actually one of the top of its class for that. If you notice, when I rolled down the windows, I left them partial. You can actually see here where it's layered. It's laminated glass.
Yeah.
So that keeps the soundproofing. It's also triple layered through the door seal. So actually, again, a very quiet ride.
A quiet car ride.
Absolutely.
And also, but the difference between this and the 2009, there is so much storage in this car.
Yes.
It's crazy.
There's hidden storage all through the front.
And I believe there's a compartment there in the, is it the middle compartment? You can actually put a laptop computer in there if you wanted to.
The center console where the iPod was, you can actually open up and it fits an entire laptop computer, again with the USB port.
Now, what about the adjustability of the seats and so forth?
Now,
to talk about that and how the DVD
we are at the
players
top of
flip
our
out.
class for that. The equivalent models like the Ford Escape, the RAV4, none of them have 8 inches of move. You can actually travel forward or backward in the center console or the center seating. This also can recline up to 3 positions back, so that way you can have a long road trip, be very relaxed. One of the changes on the Equinox for this year, they used to be a fold flat seat, but a lot of people complained about the comfort of the seating.
Yeah.
We've actually designed it to be more of a luxury seating this year. So if you sit in it, it actually feels so much softer, a lot easier ride, so it's not a fold flat anymore, but you still have plenty of cargo cargo space.
But I was going to say, but you can still fold it down, and if you needed to haul something big, you can still certainly do that. And
Right.
something I noticed, we have a car that has DVD players in the back. Flip that up for just a second. But the problem is they're in the headrest, and unless the front seat or the seat in front of you is at the perfect angle, you can't always see the DVD screen. Look how you can adjust that. How
It's
neat is
completely
that?
adjustable. For small children, it actually goes away, so you don't have to worry about the screen being exposed. You have all your same inputs. You can actually play a gaming system through the DVD system as well. They
Hey,
can
and-
have their own separate headsets.
And I know we have about a minute left, and I know you were really excited to talk about the liftgate because there is a new feature on this.
We are the only one in
I have-
its class that does this.
I've never seen anything like this before. It's adjustable?
It's memorable also.
Very memorable.
In the state of Florida, a lot of the garages you notice have a low overhang. You can actually adjust this to any height setting you want, and then it memorizes that setting.
And then you don't have to worry about the end of this getting all scratched up on your garage door, right?
And
Anita,
again, the only one in its class that does that.
how about that? The 2010 Chevy Equinox. Anita, thank you so much. Dennis, we're just about out of time. Tell us where you're located and why you're the best Chevy dealership in the history of the industry.
We're at 11300 North Florida Avenue underneath the big American flag, ChevroletofTampa.com, and we're going to want to talk next week about the new government program, Cash for Clunkers.
That's a $4,500 trade-in, if I'm correct.
$500 allowance from the government, but there's a lot of angles and tricks to it that the people are going to have to understand.